Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Monday the 18th of May. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. So looking at the euro dollar first, and from a daily perspective, we've yet again put a high in on Friday. We left ourselves with a bit of a hanging man sitting here at the moment though. It's just whether we can continue pushing up to that towards that monthly R1 area at 1.15. Certainly a possibility, or around about 1.15, just short of it. We've been making reasonable progress this morning. We have got the weekly pivot below us, so there is a chance that we could see some sort of sell-off at some point back towards that. A reasonable probability of being hit. But for now, it's certainly getting a wiggle on back towards the high side. Really, for me, a break of Friday's highs could see us running up into the R1 area. It's not the easiest market to be trading at the moment. I really need to wait until it settles a little bit. Likewise, a break of today's Asian session lows there. Well, we've got the untouched pivot below us. May get a bounce off that hourly 50 again, although it's been, well, it was tested. It ran through it last time, so there is a chance it could get through it again. If it bounces, well, I'll be looking for the R1. If it breaks, I'll be looking for the S1, the weekly pivot, and maybe even Friday's lows. So really, a pivotal area sits around that sort of pivot area, the 50, etc., for the day's price action for me. Okay, in terms of news, there's little in the way of significant news coming out today at all. So there's not a lot of movers from that perspective. Okay, looking at the pound dollar and starting on looking at dailies, well, we ended up on a negative day, almost like a pincher tweezer movement at the top there, not quite, but either way it does. Did never follow through on the 4-hourly bullish candle. We saw it just all it could do is fade, which suggests it's a little, maybe a little exhausted here. Again, we've got the weekly pivot below us, which would be a good target if it starts breaking down through these current lows, which I've drawn on a bit clearer on the hourly chart here. Any push towards the upside? Well, I'd be looking at Friday's highs again. I mean, the thing is, it did sell back into on Friday, sold into Thursday's highs. There was suggesting that there's plenty of flow at that supply at that sort of level. We'll see. 1.58 seems like a sort of key area around about that 1.5 area, 5.8 area even. Now we just need to get any sort of movement to the upside for me to trigger buying side. Really just need to see a bit of a push maybe through that hourly 50 to be confident in terms of as I say, potential move back into that 158. And if we could do it this time a bit more sustained, perhaps we could push on. For now though, it's just edging a little bit with that weaker sort of signal on the dailies there, maybe erring towards the downside with the daily S1 and the weekly pivot as target, sort of if it breaks down that way. Dollar yen, well, looking from the daily's point of view, very messy still. Thursday it pushed up and gave back most of the gains. Friday it pushed up again. It's very difficult in terms of direction here. Just more chop is the general thoughts, but we have got a couple of areas to look at. If it does break these highs here, we could be on for, well, pushing back towards Friday's highs and maybe beyond. Likewise, low side of things, we've already gone through the daily pivot, weekly pivot, so most of the sort of targets I'd have normally been heading for in the earlier part have been hit. So really just towards the upside really. It's not, in fact, looking at it, looking back at the dailies, we've got a series of lower highs. It's just a real consolidated mess. So as ever, I've been keeping away from this more recently. I've not been trying to trade it. Aussie dollar, and yeah, last week's break of this sort of triangle that was there, it's pushed up, run into its monthly R1. Just not managed to hold on to things at the moment. We're already back to the weekly pivot. That's already been hit, and the sell-off through the Asian session here. putting a bearish pivot swing on the dailies. We see Friday's lows taken out well. We well could be on for sort of a lower, further sell-off here. Pretty clear triangular sort of pattern here. The only problem with it is if it starts breaking out of these levels, we have got support and resistance. We've got the resistance of the 50 moving average to the upside there, and the support of the 200 below us. So a bit of again a pivotal area. We just need to see which way it breaks, and then we'll give some, hopefully, some more direction. Okay, as I say, no significant news. In fact, if you're looking at trading the Canadian dollar, there is a bank holiday in Canada today, so little in the way of expected movement in the overall market here in terms of news-based. I'm just checking. Yep, nothing significant there. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great day.